And I looked into that mind, knowing I would not find such familiar concepts as malevolence or cruelty, knowing full well that such things must be as alien to that mind as that mind was to mine. Hello my friends and welcome to the video. Today is part of the Art Addicts Alliance once more. Specifically, this is fitting in with our May theme, which could have gone a couple of different ways. There was alien and there was different style. So when I can, I like to see if I can merge the two concepts that they give me for the month, and this time I think I came up with something that's a little bit different from my ordinary style. Definitely alien, and a little bit of an experiment in just what I can do outside of what I always do. So for that, I decided to have this sort of alien entity reaching downward towards a lighthouse. Now this is going to come off very eldritch, fingers crossed, hopefully. Maybe I pulled off eldritch, we will see. And Lighthouse kind of fits that. Lovecraft, who was kind of the grandfather of this whole concept, or at least one of the key figures that people will point to as defining the modern traits, I should say, of what this weird sci-fi looks like, this alien eldritch horror, right? And his style very much kept coming back to this New England pastiche. And so I think the lighthouse works really well. It gives a little bit of an Innsmouth vibe, I think. So we're going to have this creature that is in homage to Lovecraft, somewhat tentacly, in homage to my own sensibilities of what constitutes horror. It's going to be somewhat fungal and mushroomy. And to kind of give the sense that this is not only horrific in and of itself, but horrific in what it is birthing and bringing forth and the forces it commands, it's going to be surrounded by these orbs, essentially, that are just kind of floating down. Now, as I was working this out in the line layer, I didn't really like just leaving them all blank orbs. I felt like there was more that could be done with them. So I've got this one that's like cracking like an egg, I've got one that's sort of dripping, one that's got more of those like side of a tree plate funguses growing off of it, one that's just straight up got mushroom caps on it, and then I left two of them plain, one because a plain one fit in well, and the other one because it was so far in the background it ended up just looking like part of the stars that I drew for this. So all of that. I also, one thing I really liked about how this came out, and this was total accident, I can take no credit for doing this, I can only take credit for noticing it in time not to ruin it. The placeholder I set up for the moon, I just used my pencil tool, real quick slapped together something so I would know where I was going to draw the moon later. And when I drew it in, I was like, oh, I actually like this. It's rough. It doesn't look the way that the moon would normally be drawn. It makes it look strange and otherworldly. This rough pencil texture in this, specifically in this light blue shade, actually really works, and this light blue ends up being the only color on what I was originally intending to be a pure black and white image. So all of that together worked out real special for me, at least in my opinion. I think this worked out well. Let me know what you think. But anyway, so I've got the tentacles coming down, I've got these tendrils coming up, and the big thing I want to do is kind of obscure a lot of this in shadow. Right, so I'm going a very, very dark, almost black, right? So you can squint at this and kind of figure out where all those detail lines were, but mostly you're seeing what's coming down into the light of the lighthouse, silhouetting the light of the moon. The rim lighting actually had a strange effect here because everything else was already white, and so adding quote-unquote rim lighting to that ended up with this strange effect because the rim lighting is actually darker than what it's on against. So I don't know that I love that, but I do like having that little splash of blue there. So I'm kind of figuring out my thoughts on that. Maybe I could have reversed it, maybe just a lesson learned for next time. But we've got the lighthouse We've got the rock, we've got the waves surrounding it, we've got the dark shadows down the backside of the rock, all up and over this alien visage, so that we've just got this eye gleaming malevolently out of the darkness. Again, malevolence is kind of a human concept, but it's the closest we've got to describe some of these eldritch horrors that Lovecraft put forward, and I personally think it's one of the closer terms we can get to the concepts at play here. So here's an alien, here's a very different style from what I would normally do, and before I let you go, I do want to plug the rest of the Art Addicts Alliance. I'm going to have links to their channels. Please go check them out. I'm really curious myself to see what they do with either or both of these prompts this month. And I hope you'll go check them out with me, because I'm very excited to see what happens with these. All of that said, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Please share the video with a friend or several friends, and let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see me draw in a future video. Later, y'all!